Hello, friends and family of First Presbyterian. This week, our worship service gives focus to a second window in our sanctuary. It will be the creation window. I really love this window, and it is different from most of the others. You'll see it with the hand of God featured as shaping the world and shaping God's world in a very creative way. It's really a beautiful window, which you might miss as you sit in the sanctuary, but because it is one of the rear windows as you're facing the front. It is on the left side of the church, but in the rear. In preparation for this Sunday, I want to invite you to consider this spiritual exercise. Take a walk and look at all God has made around you, maybe just through your neighborhood. Or you might include taking some pictures of the beauty you see. Or here's another idea. Don't take a walk, but pick a spot and sit there and notice the intimacy of God's creation in one place. There's a lot going on in a square inch of God's world. Annie Dillard once wrote a famous book called Pilgrim at Tinker's Creek, where she describes the beauty of God's creation, all at work in the portion of a very little creek. Or you might go through some pictures you have of places you have visited that show God's beauty. Maybe it's the beach, maybe it's the mountains, maybe it's the desert. Or look at the stars, look at baby pictures. Whatever you choose, take a moment to remember this. God made this. And remember, God made you and knows you by name. These are all gifts of God. Someone once said that nature is the first book of God's revelation, where God reveals himself. Of course, the final chapter was written in Jesus Christ. The scripture says, the heavens are telling the glory of God and the firmament proclaims his handiwork. And so does the earth as well. And here's the thing, God is not done yet. I believe God is still creating. Come Sunday to worship and see what I mean by that. On another note, I want to share with you that we are currently in what I would call a wave of illnesses and deaths in this congregation. I've noticed that this seems to happen from time to time in every church I've served. We just seem to go through one of these waves. So I ask you to be in prayer for all those who are ill. Please be in prayer for all those who mourn. And I want to say a special word of thanks to those who share the meals, who make the visits, who help with memorial services, who make the calls, who send the cards. They are all so important. Whenever any of you reach out to those who are suffering, you are being the church in a loving and a holy way. And know that God is using you to be a means of God's care and compassion. So thank you. You are a gift of God to those you care for. Well, I'm looking forward to another Sunday with you. I hope the rest of the week goes well. Peace be with you.